Welcome. In this video I'm going to be taking a look at the Cinop 1080p portable LCD projector. So this was provided to me by the distributor, but they're not compensating me for this video and they're not reviewing it before I post it. If you find this video helpful and you want to purchase one of these, I'll put a link to it in the description on Amazon, and if you use that link it helps me out a little bit and doesn't cost you anything extra. So if we look on the back here, it says LED light source, high brightness, low power consumption, environmental protection, and widescreen TV. So let's pull this out. So we have a nice handle to carry this. So if we open this up, we have a case to carry it in also. So there are no pockets in this case. It does have two zippers. And here we have a pocket on the inside. We have Velcro straps holding it down. And this is a portable projector, but it does not contain a battery. So some people may be wanting a portable projector that has an integrated battery, and this does not have that. So here's the projector. Here's the user manual with cables. And that looks like a leveling foot. And this case does have an adjustable divider in it if you want to adjust that. So I'll get into the projector, but I'll go over these cables. We have an HDMI cable. This is a standard power cable. And this is an 1/8 inch plug that supports composite and stereo audio. And we have a remote control. So let's look at this real quick. So this is a leveler foot, and this is a 1/4 thread. So that thread's in here. But this thread could also be used to connect to a tripod, because this is the same thread you have on a tripod. So if you want to mount this on a tripod, this is ready to go. And it also has rubber feet on the bottom. So I'll set that aside. Let's look at the manual here. It has safety things. Here are the different functions of the projector. It has keystone correction, focusing ring, lens, audio output port, HDMI port, USB port, out 5-volt mirror link, VGA, cooling port, infrared remote control receiving window. Then we have AC on the back side. And here's the remote. It has power switch, input source, menu, OK, move left, move right, move up, move down, return, volume up and down, and mute. So this says you can mount it on a horizontal surface or you can hang it. It does not come with a hanging bracket. So that tells me you can flip the image in the software. This talks about the keystone correction. So this is keystone here. When it's narrower at the top or bottom, you can adjust that. And then we have the focus ring to adjust the focus. This talks about adjusting the image projected on the screen. This talks about shutting it down. And here it talks about input source switching, playing a video, playing music, playing images, playing text, projection settings, picture settings, sound settings, projection settings, and I'll be going over a lot of this in the projector. So this says IO cast wireless connection, streaming with your router's Wi-Fi, turn on the projector, select the screen input source to enter the interface of screen mirroring, select IO cast to enter the interface screen mirroring of IO cast. It also has Android cast. So it looks like you can cast your iPhone, iPad, or Android device to this. And here it talks about Android mirror cast. Okay, so let's look at the projector here. So this has a lens cover, and that fits pretty flush. And this would be the focus ring here. It's pretty smooth. And this is the keystone correction. Here are the buttons on the unit. They're pretty small and they're shaped about the same, so it might be a little tricky to use in the dark. So you'll want to set this up while the light's on, or you can use the remote control. Here's the side. We have headphones. Headphones, you can plug headphones into it, but you could also plug in speakers. You could plug in a Bluetooth transmitter if you want to transmit to Bluetooth. This does not contain Bluetooth, but you can use a transmitter to add that. Here's AV for that AV adapter. Here's USB, and I think this one was for mirror link. It says 5-volt mirror link in the instructions. And then we have VGA for legacy equipment, and we have power here, and looks like a speaker there. It said 5-watt speaker. So let's get this plugged in. Get the remote out. The remote didn't come with batteries, but it takes 2 AAA batteries. So I'll put that leveling foot in now. The infrared receiver is on the side here, so it looks like you can get it from the front or the side. So I'll turn this on. Okay, that turned on. So you can currently hear the fan. This is what it sounds like. So I placed my microphone very close to it. Okay, so I have this pointed at the wall now. The projector and the camera are both around 8 feet from the wall. This is projected on a 100-inch screen, although it's not quite filling out the screen. It's probably about a foot from the edge of it. So looking at the image quality, it's a little sharper in the middle than it is on the edges. Right now I'm in the USB mode, so I have loaded some pictures on this flash drive. I'll open that up. So there's lots of these images that have a cross through them. Those are like some metadata on my flash drive. It's kind of annoying. I should remove those. So here's a mountain. I think this might be from Colorado. I'm not sure. This I think is Colorado. Here's a car. Some weather. Okay, so I'll go back to source. I'll change to HDMI. And this is a computer plugged into it. So here I have a spreadsheet up here. So the numbers on here are pretty clear. There are a couple little areas, like the bottom left is a little bit blurrier than the upper left. And it might be the way I have this positioned. I did have to do a slight bit of keystone correction on here if I had it more head on, it might be a little sharper there. But it is readable. You could up the size if you needed it to be a little more readable. But I'd say for a budget projector, this looks pretty good. So here I have a video. And the audio is coming through the projector, and I would say the speaker is very impressive for a budget projector. If you're watching a movie on your patio in the summertime, you wouldn't necessarily need external speakers. I think this would work. Now, it's not going to be theater surround, but if you just want basic audio, I'm pretty impressed with this speaker. Okay, so that's a little video sample. Now there are a number of ways to input video into this. You have the AV, so that would be composite video. So you could hook an old VCR up to this, or even some DVD players will have that. And then we have HDMI, which would be modern Blu-ray players, DVDs, things like that. We have VGA, which might be an old computer. Media is USB, and then screen is casting from a device. So this will cast from iOS and Android. So I've had mixed results with the casting. If I pull up a YouTube video, it would cast the commercial, and then it would kind of pause, and then it would bring the video up. Sometimes I'd have to kind of like stop and restart it. And there are some things that aren't supported. So I think probably one of the best ways to put video on this would be to use something like a Fire TV stick. You could plug it in the side, and then you could access Netflix, Amazon Prime Video, Hulu, Vudu, things like that. So let's take a quick look at the settings here. So here we have picture settings. These are pretty standard things here. Advanced settings has dynamic contrast medium. Then we have sound. We have different sound modes. We have standard, music, personal, movie, treble, bass, balance, and we have surround, AVL. Then we have projection. We have network information. Now I've already set this up offline, but you can connect it to Wi-Fi. So I do want to point out that this only supports 2.4 gigahertz Wi-Fi. So we do have network mirror here. It says flip mirror, normal, network mirror, and flip. So this allows for hanging it upside down, and you can project on the front of a screen or on the back of a screen. So that's what all those settings do. Then we have time. On-screen display time is 15 seconds, has a sleep timer and auto standby. And then we have setup. We have the on-screen display language. So we have English, Italian, German, French, Spanish, and I'm guessing that's Chinese, Portuguese. There's lots of languages on here. Okay, so I'm going to plug this in here real quick on my bench, power it on, and I have a power meter over here. On standby, it may be hard to see this, but I'll read it off. At standby, it's going between 0 and 0.3 watts, so that's pretty low for its standby. I'll turn it on. So now it's at 53 watts. We'll see if that changes. And I don't know if you're playing different things, if that would affect the wattage a lot, or maybe if the speaker's turned up higher, but it's right around 53 watts. So I'm guessing most people plugging this into a wall could care less about that. But if you're plugging it into a portable power station, that's nice to know. So even a small battery, you could watch a 2-hour movie pretty easily. So that's the Cinop mini Wi-Fi projector. If you're looking for a budget projector, I think this is an option you want to be looking at. I like the form factor of this. It just looks really nice. It's easy to set up. You point at a wall, you adjust your keystone and your focus. The image quality is on par with projectors of this caliber. Now, I don't think anyone would put this in a high-end theater and be happy with it. I don't think that's the purpose of this. I think this is good for casual projector use. So maybe you're doing a little movie night in your backyard on your patio. You could set this up, and you could use this outside. Certainly you couldn't use it in the rain, or if there's bad weather, you wouldn't want to leave it outside. You wouldn't want dew to get inside of it. You have to use your own judgment there. But a lot of people I know will hang a sheet up outside, throw a projector up, and watch a movie. So you could also use this for some gaming. You could play some video games on it. I'll probably be hooking my Mario Kart into this to play some Mario Kart up on the big screen. I think that's fun. This would also be nice for weddings, graduation parties, retirement parties. You can load a flash drive up with pictures and have a slideshow. You could set this in a corner and point it at a wall. Now you want to make sure you're out of direct light when you use this. It's not going to work well if the window's shining on the wall. But especially like weddings and stuff, there's usually dark areas. You could point this at something. So you could use it for decorations. You could use this for Halloween, Christmas decorations. You could throw some images up on it and project it towards a window or project it on a wall. There are many options for a projector like this. I really like that this one came with a case. So you can throw it in here, put all your stuff in, and you're good to go. So that's all I'm going to cover in this video. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments. If you like this video, please click like. If you haven't subscribed to my channel, I'd appreciate if you could do that. And thanks for watching. Until next time, goodbye.